Now, as some of you are aware, I'm away this weekend because I've come down to Cheshire to go metal detecting with my friend Tom here from Cheshire Metal Detecting. Now, we were invited onto a permission by one of Tom's friends, a lovely man called Terry, who sometimes comments on my videos, and we were invited onto a new permission. Yeah, well, now you would, I know, now you would think that being as we're in the middle of Roman country, it was a newly ploughed field, never been detected before. We were hoping for wonderful things. What did we find, Tom?
It ends with O, begins with F, and ends with O.
Absolutely.
It wasn't a football.
Absolutely nothing. So it just goes to show.
Don't count your chickens until there's 2 birds in the bush.
Anyway,
that's wrong, isn't it?
Anyway, so as regards this weekend's videos, this is the start of it and this is the finish of it. So we're going to have another beer, probably have too much to drink, and I hope you enjoy the video that you're about to watch.
Yeah, but we'll be out on the pole tonight.
Oh yes, we will. Yeah, disco tonight.
Disco
yes.
tonight.
Right. So
Robbie's brought his John Travolta gear and all that.
So anyway, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
You haven't. It doesn't matter, does it?
Bye for now.
See you soon, everyone. Take care.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining me again. Now, as you've just seen, my excursion down to Cheshire was a complete non-starter, finds-wise. It turns out the field I was in was full of green waste, and it just goes to show that just because you think you're in the right area on an undetected field, just being freshly ploughed, you'd think, finds-wise, wonderful. Well, no. It was absolutely rubbish. In fact, the only good thing about the weekend was getting to see Tom again, which is always a great pleasure. And I just want to say thank you, Tom, for your hospitality. Now, my friend, who I am normally with, is on holiday, so I'm back on one of my old permissions. I've been in this field once before. The grass was very long and I didn't find much. So I thought I'd just have an hour or so in here just to see what it's like. And if it's rubbish, again, I'm going to move over there to another field. In fact, I'm actually surrounded by fields that I can go in. So as I say, we'll give it a couple of hours, see what it's like, and if it's no good, we'll move on. Right then, I'll catch you on the first decent signal that we get, my friends. Okie dokie, catch you later. Well, there's the first find, my friend. Not exactly what I was hoping for. About 8 or 9 inches deep. Cracking signal, as you can well imagine, because we all know that metal detectors love iron rings. Obviously something off a tractor. Don't really know what, but anyway, there we go. I'll pop it in the bag and we'll see what else we can find. Well, this is the next find in this extremely quiet field. About 8 inches deep, cracking signal once more, and I'm afraid all we've got is part of an old spoon or fork or whatever. In fact, it doesn't matter whether it's a spoon or a fork or whatever, because it's still a load of rubbish. As you can see, I've got the monster coil on the Technetics, which is why I'm getting targets round about 8 or 9 inches. It will go much deeper than that, of course, but I haven't found anything deeper than that yet. Anyway, we'll pop this in the bag with the very large iron ring and we'll plod on. Right, just a quick update for you. I've come out of that field where I found the spoon forky thing. Apart from that, all I found was a few bits of lead. Extremely quiet. So I'm going to have a spot of lunch at the side of the stream, and very nice it is too, and then I'm going to go into that field up there and see if we can find anything a little bit better than a spoon or a fork or some lead. Anyway, oh, and I've just found this. It's one of those horsey things that they put on the heads to keep the flies off. I'll drop that back at the stables when I'm on my way back to the car. So that's the plan anyway. Lunch, side of the stream, that field there, hope for the best, keep your fingers crossed. Catch you in a bit. Right then, my good friends, well, this is a classic example of how good the Technetics T2 SE is with the monster coil on. I've got a target down here and it must be at least, what, 8, 9, 10, 12 going on 13 inches deep. It's just there, my friends. And I think we've got one of my favourites. A little lead artefact of some description. It looks roughly in the shape of a cross on that side, and on the other side it's got some sort of wavy lines, and also roughly in the shape of a cross. But I don't know what it is. There's no surprise there then, is there? Anyway, I've dropped it back in. Oh, hold on, come back. Anyway, it's a lovely little find, especially after that last field. Anyway, I'll let you have a look at it before we fill the deep hole in. There it is, my friends. Whatever it is, some sort of lead cross with wavy lines on it. Maybe some sort of religious artifact, I don't really know. But as I said, I like it, so we'll pop it into the boxy thing and we'll crack on. Right then, we've got another deep one down here. This one is also about, what, 8, 9, about 12 inches deep, this one. I eventually got it out and it was in the spoil, and it's just there, my friends, and I think we've got ourselves a little bit of silver. And it looks like a threepenny bit or threepenny piece, so I'm assuming it's Victoria. Well, it might not be, so let's have a look together. Well, it looks like Victoria anyway. I'll try and let you have a look at it anyway. There it is. Little silver threepenny bit. Absolutely cracking little find. And I've got my glasses on, and I think I can see a date. And I think it's 1868. So that's a relatively early one. Anyway, as I said, cracking little find. Pop that in the boxy thing and we'll see what else we can dig up. Right then, we've got another find down here. It was about, probably going on for, I don't know, about 9 inches. I thought it was silver at first, but it's not. In fact, it's a button. But it looks like a pewter button. So it's a nice find all the same. Nice and shiny. A little bit like silver. There's no shank on the back. It's quite heavy. So yeah, I'm almost certain it's pewter. But a nice find all the same. Right, we'll pop it into the boxy thing and we'll get a bit further. Right then everybody, it looks like we've got yet another button. But don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I don't mind a nice button. Looks as though it's still got the shank on the back. Sort of conical. Looks as though it's got some kind of crown on it, as though it might be a military button, although I can't see any writing underneath it. But, well, could be any kind of button. I'll let you have a look anyway. There it is, my friends. Got a little crown on the front. Just, I don't know whether you can see that or not. As I said, still got the shank on the back. So all in all, a nice button. Right, we'll pop it away, fill the hole in and get a bit further. Well, we've got another target down here, and guess what? No first prizes for guessing it's a button. Yeah, it's a button. Quite deep, probably about, probably about 9 inches, something like that. Cracking signal, came up at about 73, 74. And there's the button in question, my friends. Looks as though it's got quite a nice pattern on it actually. Don't know if you can see that in the sunlight. Should clean up quite nicely for a button. Okie dokie, right, we'll fill the hole in and crack on. Right then everybody, that's me done. Not a lot fines wise, but I spent a lot longer in that field behind me in the distance than I intended to, because I don't give up on a field that easy. I wish I had have done because I didn't find much in it. But anyway, we managed to find a little bit of silver and that strange lead artifact and a few other bits and pieces that I can't really remember. But the main thing is I've enjoyed myself. I mean, what a wonderful place to be. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I'll see you all at home for the roundup, which won't take that long. Right, catch you all later. Right, let's have a look at the finds. Well, that spoon or fork, whatever it is, including this little pile here, is what I found in the first field. The only other thing I found in the first field that was of any real interest was that little musket ball or pistol ball, which I didn't film because I forgot to. The other stuff I found in the other field across the stream where I was having my lunch, with obviously better results. I found this button, still got the shank on the back. I thought it was a military button at first, but it's not. It's just a livery button. I've tried to identify it, but there are literally dozens and dozens with exactly the same design on, so I can't actually name the family. But it's a nice find all the same. Another button that I dug up in that field was this lovely button, which has got a flower design on it, or maybe little stars, not quite sure, but it's a lovely pattern. Still got the shank on the back, don't know how old it is. And then we dug yet another button up, which is a pewter button. Thought it was silver at first, but it's not. There's no shank on that, and it's very, very heavy. I wouldn't have liked to have worn a lot of clothing with these buttons on because they are extremely heavy, but a lovely pewter button. This thing here, when I first dug it up, I thought it was a piece of scrap brass or bronze or whatever. But when I cleaned it up, as I always do, clean my scrap up, I noticed it had got some numbers on it. And it's got the number 2, something in between, and then the number 7. I thought it might have been a coin weight of some description, but there's no crown on it or no other markings, so I don't really know what it is. If anybody out there's got any bright ideas, please let me know, because I don't. And then we dug this up, which is actually my favourite find. Another lead artifact of some description. I don't know what it is. It's obviously roughly in the shape of a cross, with wavy lines on it. But more interestingly, on the back of it, it's got a cross scratched into it. Now why they've done that, I've got no idea. But once again, if you look at it from the back, it does look like a cross. As I said, I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it was used as some kind of crude seal matrix, something like that. Probably very old, although I can't date it. As we all know, it's extremely difficult to date these things. But I do like that a lot. And then probably as far as most of you are concerned, the best find is this little Victorian silver threepenny bit. I'm fairly sure the date is 1868. Lovely little coin. It's the only coin I found, so I'm really pleased with it. Obviously a very young Victoria. And those are the finds, my friends. Not an awful lot, but I was glad I moved into that other field across the stream, because I spent so long in that first field. If I'd have been in that field a lot longer, I might have found a lot more nice things, but that's how it goes. Anyway, just give me a second. Right, my good friends, well, those were the finds. Now, admittedly, there weren't that many, but at least now I can put that particular field to bed. I've spent a lot of time in it. I've done it in every different direction that you can think of, and I'm still not finding anything. So, as I said, I can put that one to bed. But there is a lesson to be learnt from that. And that is that whenever you get a new field or a new piece of land, don't just spend a couple of hours on it, and if you don't find anything, dismiss it. Give it a good chance to prove itself. Spend a lot of time in it, do it in every different direction that you can think of, and then after all that, if you're still not finding anything, fair enough, move on. And I'm glad I did move on, because if I hadn't have done, I wouldn't have made a video. But anyway, there you go. Once again, I want to thank all my subscribers and all my viewers. And while we're on the subject of viewers, once again, YouTube, in their wisdom, have removed at least 70 views from my last video. They've done it before, they've done it 3 or 4 times. I don't know why. Apparently, it's because they think that I have had at least 70 views from robots. Now, I don't exactly know how this robot business works. I've seen it. I've seen the little box that you have to tick to prove that you're not a robot, but I don't know how it works with views on YouTube and on your videos. So if anybody out there has had the same problem with YouTube removing views and subscriptions, because we all know that they do that, please let me know, because I would like to know what your view is on that particular subject. Now obviously I don't use robots. I wouldn't even have the faintest idea how to use robots to get views on a video. So I don't know what YouTube are playing at, but I can tell you now, I am not happy. Anyway, that's that. But once again, thank you very much to everybody for watching the video, and thank you very much to everybody for subscribing. I do appreciate it, and I'll catch you all later. Bye for now.